Welcome to our world. Won't you come on in? Waiting just for you. Welcome to our world.
Welcome to Friday, everyone.
It's Friday. Yay.
So today, we unfortunately don't have a guest for you.
No.
As we did last week, which means that we have 2 weeks of This Week in History to catch up on.
Okay.
Which Jim is very excited about.
No, if it's exciting stuff.
I know.
If it's not, just read over it quickly.
I usually
We have 2
do.
weeks.
It's only when it's something that's like...
Okay.
that I've never heard of, that's weird, that I go into detail on.
Like tariffs.
This Week in History.
Speed round.
Okay.
In 1997, Deep Blue beats Garry Kasparov in chess tourney.
Now, that's an exciting thing.
No, it's not.
It is.
Moving on.
Hold on. That was a big
How come
thing.
you get to decide
This is just
what's
very
exciting
quickly.
and what's not? This is
no,
not
that's very
fair.
quickly. No, because people for years,
I'm leaving.
and these people are also known as idiots, would say, oh, a computer will never beat somebody at chess. It's like, how stupid can somebody be? It's like whenever someone says, I talked about this before, that, oh, that's a record that will never be broken. It's like, you're an idiot,
All
okay?
right,
Unless the rules have been changed, someone did it before, they will do it again, given enough time.
Great. 1949, Soviet Union lifts Berlin blockade.
What date?
1949, May 12th.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember
11-month blockade against West Berlin after a massive American-British airlift brought vital supplies to that city's 2 million citizens.
Yeah, so that's interesting, huh?
1985, Philadelphia police drop bomb on Black Liberation Group after standoff. Let's scroll on by that.
I don't know. See, the thing is, I won't comment on stuff like that because I don't know enough
you don't know what
about
it is. On the headquarters of MOVE, a Black liberation group whose members relinquished use of modern technology and conveniences and changed their last names to Africa.
I do remember that vaguely.
Shortly after, MOVE members opened fire on the policeman, which was returned with over 10,000 rounds of ammunition over the next hour and a half. Jeez!
Yeah, so
all right,
it's
next.
weird. I can't understand why they would have fired at them just because they started firing at them first. That's odd.
1973, Skylab space station is launched.
The first space station.
1973, baseball's Nolan Ryan pitches his first no-hitter.
Yep.
That's exciting.
I remember that.
Do you know how many more no-hitters he had?
I don't. Not off the top of my head.
He went
3.
on to throw 5 more no-hitters in his
I was
career.
off by 1. Okay.
With the last coming when he was 44 years old.
Look at that.
What were you doing when you were 44? Not throwing no-hitters.
It was probably at work.
I can guarantee you were. 1777, Georgia patriot Button Gwinnett receives fatal wound in duel. Man, I laughed at his name and now I feel bad. Oh, he was a signer of the Declaration of Independence. He
What?
received a bullet wound in a duel with his political rival, Georgia Whig Lachlan McIntosh. That's too much.
Wait.
Gwinnett returned to Georgia immediately after signing the Declaration of Independence to find McIntosh commanding Georgia's military efforts. Wow.
But he signed the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
And signed it Button Gwinnett.
A dispute between them over who would command the effort ultimately led to their duel.
I want to pull up a copy of the Declaration of Independence to find his name.
He died as a result of gangrene?
Yeah.
Gangrenous?
Gangrenous.
Gangrenous? I
yes.
like gangrenous.
Okay.
All right, anyway. See, this is why we get hung up. 1973, televised Watergate hearings begin. That's exciting.
Yep.
1920, Pope John Paul II is born. How appropriate. Which country was he from?
Was he from Italy?
No.
Poland.
He was from Poland.
Yeah.
Right. 1780, New England's Dark Day sends animals and citizens into panic.
What was that? What was the date? What was the date of that?
May 19th, 1780.
So what was it, an eclipse?
The sky darkened into night by lunchtime. Known as the Dark Day, the sudden daytime darkness caused a panic, and people started to pray and weep as they believed that the day of judgment was upon them. Can you imagine? Animals also started to behave strangely, such as night birds making an appearance during the day. Well, it was dark. What were they supposed to do?
So there was an eclipse.
For hundreds of years, scientists debated what caused the Dark Day mystery. Some scientists believed it could have happened due to a volcanic eruption, while others speculated that perhaps it was caused by an eclipse. Researchers have determined that the sudden daytime darkness was the result of wildfires in Canada. By studying the fire scar evidence of tree rings in southern Ontario. Tree rings are fascinating to me. We should have a whole episode on tree rings.
Okay, I don't get this, though. This was the 1700s. So granted, you didn't have telephones and things like that.
No.
But how did scientists, this sounds like a relatively recent occurrence where they figured out what this was. How did they not, like, the following day or within the following week or two, talk to anyone to the north and said, yeah, we had fires up here. Oh, that's all it was. Oh, we're good.
Maybe they wouldn't have assumed they would have traveled that far.
I think it was a group of people that were not very smart.
Okay. 1873. Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis received patent for blue jeans.
Who was the second guy?
Good for them. Jacob Davis? You never hear about him.
No, you don't.
Why not?
Nope. Because the other guy, it's just like, what's his name? The Facebook with the founder of Facebook. What's his name?
Davis was one of Strauss's regular customers. In 1872, he wrote a letter to Strauss about his method of making work pants with metal rivets on the stress points, blah, blah, blah. He suggested that Strauss provide the funds.
Levi Strauss.
Whatever. That Levi, as he's known, he suggested that Levi provide the funds and that the two men get the patent together. After receiving the patent, the men employed seamstresses, blah, blah, blah. And by the 1880s, Levi had opened his own factory, which Davis managed.
So basically, he did the work.
He did. He did all the work.
He did the work.
Idea.
Is this not the story of
Levi
everyone's life?
Simply, what is the word?
Took the credit.
Provided the funds. That was it.
Right.
2017, Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus performs its last show. Thank goodness.
No, I missed that.
2002, you miss animal abuse. It's happening everywhere. 2002.
I miss people, animal abuse, just abuse in general.
You've clearly never been to New York.
It makes me sentimental.
2002, government intern Chandra, Levi's remains are found. What happened to her?
What date? What was the date?
2002, May 22nd, 2002. She was a former Federal Bureau of Prisons intern. Her remains were found a year after the 24-year-old was last seen at a health club. Ugh. They were identified through dental records. Ugh.
Yeah. What's it have that? I mean, I'm wondering what the overall significance of this is because I watch forensic files. People are killed all the time.
Oh, my word.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, police focused their investigation on Congressman Gary Condit.
Okay.
With whom Levi was allegedly having an affair, so that's probably why this is significant.
Yeah, that's why. I vaguely remember the names and all, but...
The person that they wound up questioning was Ingmar Guandike, I don't know how to pronounce that, who was then serving prison time. Oh, they did not charge him. The investigation was reopened in 2006, and in November 2010, he was convicted of murdering Levi and sentenced to 60 years in prison. That was in 2010.
Who was convicted? The guy with the weird name?
Not
okay. Not the congressman.
Guandike.
Yeah.
However, in 2015, his conviction was overturned due to insufficient evidence, and he was deported to El Salvador. So this really is still like a what's it called?
Open
an
investigation.
Unsolved crime. Yes, an open investigation.
Well, is it unsolved or was it solved? But now because of I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, 1934, police kill outlaws Bonnie and Clyde. Aw.
Okay. Yes. Feel bad and sympathetic for the outlaws. People that they killed or robbed, too bad for them. Dead
I know.
air.
It's because I was reading about Bonnie and Clyde. I've never really
can't
read about
just
them.
stop and decide
You
to
told me
read.
that I can't read everything on here, so I'm not reading everything on here. Next. This is the last one. 1935. Oh, this is a good one. Major League Baseball holds first night game. Do you know who was involved in the first night game?
Phillies. No, not the Cubs.
I'll wait.
Yankees. I don't know. Just two.
You'll get there eventually. Go ahead.
Tell me. I'm not going to keep guessing
The
everything.
Philadelphia Phillies.
Okay.
And the Cincinnati Reds. Do you know who won?
The Phillies.
No.
Oh,
Cincinnati
darn
Reds.
it.
The game drew 25,000 fans who stood by as President Franklin D. Roosevelt symbolically switched on the lights from Washington, D.C. That's exciting.
Listener feedback, yeah.
That's right. We're now in listener feedback. Jim, you had something to say?
What's the best way? Which we shouldn't say this over and over again.
If you ask me this one.
No, we should repeat this every. Keep in mind. No, every podcast there are new listeners that have not listened to any other podcasts.
Here's the difference.
What is the recommended
between you and me? I have class. And you
Okay.
don't. I recognize that our viewers, our listeners, not viewers yet, our listeners are smart people. They understand how podcasting works. They understand that on their device of choice,
Mhm.
however they're listening,
Mhm.
they can comment, like, rate,
I get
subscribe.
that.
They also know
So-
how to read. And in the show notes, every single week, not you, I put in the show notes every single week.
I have to get
the
more
link-
involved with the social media aspect of this
I put
whole
the link
thing.
to our YouTube channel where they can comment. And I also put our email address where they can send us messages.
Okay, and either way, so it could be either way is fine. Is
or
what
you
you're
can
saying.
comment however you're listening. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you can
Mhm.
comment, or Spotify, you can comment.
Mhm.
You can comment wherever you want. You
Okay.
can send us a carrier pigeon
Okay.
and we'll get it.
Or or if there's just someone listening with you, you can just comment to them.
Last week, though, we did say that we were going to make a Google Voice number, and that was also your job, and you didn't do that. So next week, get ready for the Google Voice number.
Okay, so that's what we'll
everyone.
do. I like that idea. And
You're right, because there's nowhere else that they can contact us. There aren't 12 other ways that I just said.
No, this is my point. We should have one preferred method of some of these things, because right now we're kind of like all over the place. We're just throwing things at the wall.
We don't have a preferred method. It's whichever is easiest for the listener.
Okay. And we check you. I mean
all
you.
of
You
these.
check them all.
I was
okay.
just thinking though, I have not checked Apple Podcasts, so if you all are leaving comments there,
There it is. There it is.
Maybe don't do that. Actually, I'll pull that up right now, and we'll see what we got going. But our listener feedback,
Thousands of comments.
right? Okay. First, we have, 2 episodes per week is back. Let's go. And that was in all caps. So that's why I read it like that. So that's exciting. The people love the 2-week format.
Yep.
Give the people what they want.
Mm-hmm.
This was in response to our 100 men versus 1 gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if the 100 men don't win, then they really did not execute the game plan well at all. Then someone responded, right, I don't even get why that's a debate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still torn about it.
Yeah. What did this gorilla do to have 100 men attacking him?
It's a great question you ask. And I don't know. Nobody really specifies. Though I did I say this on here? Did I tell you that, what's his name? Robert Irwin, Steve Irwin's son.
Uh-huh.
He made a video because he said everybody kept asking him for his opinion on it.
Uh-huh.
And
I didn't see this.
I don't even remember what his actual response to that the question was. But oh man, what did he say though? He was like, what we should be asking is, it's something like, how are the gorillas doing? Like he turned it into like like, are they okay? And it was pretty funny. Okay.
You got the one that I also forwarded to you, I'm sure.
Okay, another comment. Yes, I do. This was, you had one sent to you. Okay, well, my grievance is that Jim is apparently not very good at social media then. That's funny. I haven't even read this. And also, when will there be live call-in podcast? Call-in or live stream where you can comment in real time along with the show. That would be fun.
That would be pretty cool.
Here's the thing, guys. For the record, I would love to do a
live?
call-in or a live stream.
Yeah, as soon as we get the studio finished.
Oh, God.
Well, no,
This is
that's
all
part
Jim's fault. I want to clarify.
That's part of the reason we don't go live on YouTube right now, right?
No.
Actually, that would be the thing to do. Hold on. Hold it. We will do live YouTube streams. That'd be the easiest one to do.
I mean, we could, but the whole point is when when I don't know. We can do that. I would be totally okay with doing a live podcast at
Okay.
some point. But we would also need a good
Outfit.
no. So we would need a really good topic, something that the people would be interested in. What are you laughing about?
We haven't needed a good topic up until now. Why do you think?
Because if it's going to be interactive.
Yeah. The people, yeah.
You know what? No, you're right.
No, that's a good idea.
We should do part 2 of Samantha Explains the supply and demand curve so that I can show the people.
With your whiteboard.
Yeah, with my whiteboard.
Racist.
What? I'm the one that cuts all this out anyway. Don't act like this is an inconvenience for you.
No, that's not even what I'm...
What are you thinking?
Nothing.
What are you thinking?
At all.
Go ahead.
It's almost lunchtime.
I ate 2 hours ago.
You know,
wait,
lunchtime
okay,
on Friday is almost my favorite time. Go ahead.
Someone commented, I don't know which one this is from. Samantha, your singing at the end went with the outro music. Haha, that was cool. So that's fun. Here's some forwarded listener feedback. This, I'll be transparent. This is from my brother Eric.
Okay.
And this was his wife's sibling. Said his favorite part was dad ranting about the teacups, which I forgot about until right now. And then his wife's mom really likes, this goes back to our episodes from last week about Disney, really likes Tomorrowland Speedway, but agrees about the smell of the fumes. She said, I missed out on riding it as a kid, so now it seems dumb. I agree with that. I think if you read it.
Well, when you were a kid, that would be one of those things you'd want to go on because but it's still not as good as the cars at Knoebels.
No, certainly not.
Pennsylvania's, what's it called? Oldest amusement park or something? Or maybe it's the country's oldest.
I don't remember.
It's pretty old.
And this is also from that episode, the episodes about Disney. You guys are wrong for not including Soarin' in your top picks. That ride literally changed my life. That ride is so unlike anything else besides Flight of Passage now, and it is so breathtaking the first time you ride it, and every time after, When I rode that for the first time, I could not stop smiling. I feel like my mouth was open in amazement the entire time. That single ride was worth the ticket price, in my opinion. I even remember feeling sad afterwards, thinking people will never get to experience that ride. There's more to this comment, but I'm going to stop right there for a second because it sounds like Disney wrote this.
Yeah.
Like this is an ad for Soarin'.
Yeah.
Okay, the rest of the comment. I agree Spaceship Earth is really cool for being inside the ball, but I find it to be a little boring. You can't go into the ride thinking it's going to be fun. Definitely informative and interesting and unique, but certainly not a thrill ride, so maybe having that expectation ruined it for me. Also, LOL at the silence after. They need to make one for Greenland now. Okay. I don't remember what you said regarding Greenland, but I remember it being
Soarin'. I think I have the same reaction the first time I went on a plane.
Oh, yikes. Ouch.
Like an airplane.
You're talking about someone's favorite ride like that. That's just a rude.
No, I'm not saying it's not cool.
Rude.
No.
This is why people don't comment. You wanted to know this is why.
I didn't mean it that way.
You did. All right, and our final comments for this week. This was about, you remember the Captain Blood history guy that he stole the crown and they rewarded him and all that?
Yeah.
Someone said there should be a movie about that Captain Blood guy. I mean, maybe there is one already, but they should make a new one. I feel like it would blow up. Also, Jim, you said your hair either looks like a mad scientist or Doc Brown, but I feel like he is the prototypical mad scientist. Haha, is that just me?
Maybe, I don't know.
No, he is.
Maybe it's more like the inventor, right? I think it's more like a scientist. I always think of, like I said, chemicals, but an inventor who just invents like crazy stuff. Kind of like Pee-wee's Playhouse. He had some cool stuff.
All right. I
see myself as Pee-wee Herman. That's not a good thing.
Into complaints.
If you have grievances, and I'm sure you have.
Why am I sweating so profusely today?
Is that one of your complaints?
Happening. Yeah, look at this.
Wow. Good thing we're not on video.
I know. We can't go on video. I do have other complaints, though. Oh, these are good ones. Do you have any complaints off the top of your head?
I'll probably think of some by the end. I have so many.
I have two specifically. The first one is when celebrities say that they're writing a book. you're not writing a book. Someone's writing the book for you, and you're just like in the room while it's happening.
You just made me think of one.
Because people, I don't remember who. Last week I was listening to some talk show, and someone was on there, and the host was like, "Oh, it's so exciting. I hear you're writing a book now." And the person's talking about how they're quote unquote writing a book. You're not, you're a celebrity. If you're, I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to put anyone down here. If you're an actor, a musician, a basketball player, you are not writing your own book.
No, you're going and
Okay?
and someone's talking to you and they're writing, taking notes.
Or you're like literally just talking and like you are not writing a book. Stop saying that. Stop saying you're just not, and that's really annoying because you're not. And you think of yourself as an author now and all this. You're not.
And you know what's frustrating? That they'll go on the talk show circuit, right? They'll go around and they'll talk about their book that they wrote. And they have all this publicity.
Yes.
Okay. And they're already famous, so they probably don't even need the publicity. But then
they don't.
Quote unquote, their book automatically is a bestseller.
Yep.
And they did nothing.
The New York Times bestseller list is paid for. There was a whole report about that. People just pay for that.
Worse. That's even worse.
Isn't that sad?
Can I add? Can I? Are you finished with that grievance?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I have one now. It's along the same lines.
Okay.
But on all these morning news shows, quoting, and I'm putting news in air quotes, right?
Sure.
How the people on those shows write books. Okay. And now I don't know if they actually write them. Maybe they do. Maybe in some cases they do. But then they'll be talking about that for the next how many weeks that, oh, my book's coming out and all that. So these people become rich, right?
Yeah.
And it's just so annoying. It's the same thing. It's like I don't know. I guess you could look at it as, well, they're in that position, why wouldn't they take advantage of it? But it's just really annoying.
It is very annoying. And my second and final complaint for today is when you're watching a baseball game and instead of saying RBIs, the announcer says ribbies. It's an RBI. It's not a ribby.
Yeah.
That's all.
I don't know why they favor that word.
Okay. I'm leaving. Have a great weekend, everyone.
All right.
I can't get out.
Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Yep.
On the open road.
This is so much nicer.
Road.
Hey, seriously though, isn't this so much nicer in the new studio?
On the open road.
I have another grievance.
It's not me, is it?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't start recording.
Is your mic working?
Hello. Hello, everyone.
I'll take that as a maybe.
It's my microphone seems to be working.
Here's the issue. In the time that it took you to do all that, you missed all of the funny things.
There's nothing funny.
This is no longer a funny outtake. Now it's just an outtake.
Okay.
No, actually, this is a funny outtake because you want to know for some reason.
What?
The emails that I'm now getting sent. I will give you just one guess because people don't actually care, and this is an outtake anyway.
Go ahead.
One guess. Which magazine am I, for some reason, getting emails for now?
How am I supposed to know this? You're not even giving me
Seniors. I am getting
you are. There you go.
Seniors magazine emails. And for why?
Yeah. Did you get anything in the mail from AARP yet?
Yes, coincidentally.
Yes,
maybe that's why.
See?
No, I didn't. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Okay.